Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, we got some major news today. I got a report. And we got some historic demand that's happening right now. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this major news and major recovery ahead and everything else that's going on today. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Welcome, guys. Yes, Robert. I was laughing at what you were saying. I couldn't help myself. But anyways, Bitcoin is at 61.1, so a little bit higher. We're starting to see some green right now, which is good. That could be because of what was just announced not too long ago. Hopefully tomorrow spurs a big breakout tomorrow. Okay. But today, we got some economic news, so let's talk about it. Tomorrow there's another big one. Today we got jobless claims, which was a little bit higher than expectation, which is not good. We also got the September ISM services, which is non-manufacturing purchasing managers index, and that came in really good, like way above expectation. I guess this is like purchasing power. So basically, you have one good, one not so good. But tomorrow, that'll be the big thing, the big jobs report that's going to come out tomorrow. That's definitely going to affect the market. Okay, so that will be the big thing Wall Street looks at tomorrow. And you know what? Since we're already in October, we got 1 month left until the FOMC meeting. So right now it's like 32% for another 50 basis point, and then 67% for 25 basis point. So tomorrow's job number can definitely affect things in a big way. It can make that percentage go way up if the number comes out to be bad, really bad. But you don't want the numbers to be really bad, because if it's really bad, it's going to crash the market. Okay, so what you want is like in line or just slightly below expectations, and that'll be like good, right? But if it comes in like way below, that's not going to be good. It'll probably make this percentage go up, but then it's going to crash the market. So that's not what you want. So we want somewhere where it's like optimal. Okay, but we got some big news, okay? The big strike. 45,000 dock workers all of a sudden decided to suspend the strike until January 15th. That is absolutely awesome. Could not have come at a better time. This definitely helps the Biden administration. It definitely helps Kamala's side. So I don't know what made them decide to do this. Maybe they all wanted to get paid before Christmas. Everyone wanted to have a Merry Christmas. I don't know why they decided to suspend it until the new year. But nevertheless, this is great. Great. There's one less thing we have to worry about. We already have the war to worry about. We already have to worry about whether we're going to go into World War III. And oil prices skyrocketing, inflation coming back up. This is the last thing we want to worry about. So now at least we get to push this back for another 3 months. And hopefully by then, it'll be resolved. Maybe with a new president and with the new year, maybe it'll be resolved. Okay, so this alone could make markets go up tomorrow. But if we have a pretty good jobs report too, tomorrow could be a pretty good day. Could be an absolutely good day. So yeah, maybe we got some light at the end of the tunnel finally, right? All right. So what else is there? Well, Standard Chartered, they are still bullish on Bitcoin, even though they say Bitcoin is not a safe haven from geopolitical risks. It is still a safe haven from financial risk. And it's still good time to buy the dip. It's never a bad time to buy the dip, right? So once you become a believer, you will be a believer forever. And that is why so many are buying. This historic demand that I'm referring to We haven't seen this many people buy on exchanges since 2022. So it's been a couple years now. Okay, we are seeing massive buying on exchanges. We know that the ETFs are buying. We know BlackRock is buying, and we know Michael Saylor's probably buying too. He probably bought, he only shares his buys after the fact, right? We know Standard Chartered is buying. We know a lot of MetaPlanet is buying. Everyone is buying. But exchanges also show there are a lot of buying and a lot of withdrawing from exchanges, which means reserves are going down. And you may be wondering, well, why are people buying and withdrawing? Because they're putting in their own wallets. Self-custody, that's why, right? So, historic buying since 2022. Mara, the biggest Bitcoin miner out there, is also buying. Not only that, they expanded their operation. They have increased their hash rate. They hold more of the Bitcoin that they mine, and they have purchased more Bitcoin. So now they hold 26,842 Bitcoin. And they have chosen not to sell any of the Bitcoin they have mined last month. That is fantastic. Okay, why would you want to sell Bitcoin right now? Okay, this is the time to be buying, to be hoarding, right? Before six-figure comes. It will come. You just have to be patient. On the grand scheme of things, 60,000, 61,000 Bitcoin is not bad. Considering 1 year ago, Bitcoin was at $28,000. That's what people forget. It may seem bad that we were just at 66,000 a few days ago and we come back down to 60,000. But we were just here like a month ago, just a few weeks ago. So it's not like we went backwards like 6 months or 6 years ago. No, we went backwards like 2 weeks ago. Okay, so it's not that bad. And here's the kicker, okay? Every single time it seems like we start out a good month, a historically good month, bad. In 2023, we also started the same way. The first week in October 2023, when Bitcoin was below $30,000, it dropped almost 8% in the first week. It seemed like it was going to be a very bad month. It was going to break the trend. And guess what? By the end, we were up 33%. Kind of like how we started September. Remember September, we started out the month really bad and we ended up in the green. And so far, we're down about 7% in the first 3 days or 4 days. So, like I've always said, we can turn around and end up in a green. It's still very, very early. We're only 3 days in. 3 days in. In fact, it's not just October. Look at Kevin. He did the work for us. Look at the start of May, the start of July, the start of August, the start of September, and now the start of October. All these months, we started out the months horrible. We went down drastically. Look at August. Look at how we started August. That's when we fell down to 49,000. So I'm glad Kevin painted this nice picture for us, because if you look at it, almost every single month we start out in the red. And then we end up higher at the end of the month, right? So that's actually kind of interesting. And especially since last year, we saw the same thing happen. So is October canceled? No, it's not canceled yet. Until we hit the end of the month, October 31st, and we are below where we started, it's not over yet. So do not give up. And we got a lot of great things aligning now, especially with the strike all of a sudden over and push back. That is absolutely fantastic. That's a big hurdle, just push back all of a sudden, right? Now, there is one other person that thinks October is not the date that we, or the month we should pay attention to. It's really November. And this guy has drawn it out how November 28th, like he has drawn it out. November 28th is significant for everything. Everything. The low of every cycle, the high of every cycle, the midpoint of every cycle. It's all November 28th. Every single time. I don't know how he does it. But that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. And he's saying the true bull market starts November 28th. That's after elections. That's after the next FOMC meeting. That's after October. You know, it kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. Right? Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right, what else is going on? Some big XRP news for you guys. I know you guys love XRP. I alone hold the only and the most educational XRP video ever created by mankind. So I know a lot of you guys tune in just for XRP news. So, you know, recently it was revealed that the SEC is going to appeal the decision, right? That XRP is still a security. However, it turns out they have not submitted their form to appeal. And they only have a 14-day window to do so. So it appears they may be changing their mind. So that would be a sudden turn of events if they somehow don't file it and don't appeal it. I don't know if it's going to happen. But there's also other news about Ripple. They partner with the Brazilian exchange Mercado to offer business-focused payment solutions, which is great. And also, they have decided to expand into Dubai. It seems like every crypto company is expanding to Dubai. But you know what? It's good for Ripple, good for XRP, good for XRP Army. And, you know, recently they dipped down quite a lot. Maybe they can recover from that. All right. Let's do some Q&A. What do you think about Tars AI? I love Tars in the movie. I know nothing about Tars AI. Blob on Sui to the moon. I'm assuming that's a meme coin. I don't know anything about Blob. Good to see Bitcoin have some action. Stacks, almost, man, Stacks is pumping. Almost back up to $2. A lot of people asking about Sui. Sui finally dipped down. Solana had a big dump recently. Hopefully it could get back above. But we'll see. Tomorrow could be a good day. With the good jobs report, with the poor strike being over, we could have a good day. Let's see. What was the biggest surprise about a Singapore trip? Um, Biggest culture shock? Really nothing. I mean, Singapore is actually pretty easy to adapt to. Like, if you're a Westerner, everyone speaks English, so very modernized. A lot of Western foods. So it wasn't like a big culture shock, to be honest. I think it's just very hot. It's just extremely hot. So, um, yeah, there wasn't really like if there was like a wow moment, not really. I'm trying to think if there was. I mean I made a video about like interesting facts. That's about it. There's no like crazy like thing that like stuck out. Why say not moving compared to Sui? I don't know. Sui also has a trust on Grayscale. Say does not. Sui is also non-Cosmos ecosystem. Why not live in Puerto Rico and not pay tax on crypto? Because ask people that have moved to Puerto Rico, like Crypto Crow, they will tell you it's very corrupt and it's not a place you want to live in. The tax savings is not worth it. He's been trying to sell his house for like 2 3 years and still can't sell it. Don't believe the hype. All the extremely rich people in Puerto Rico, they live in this small little gated community that costs like $4,000 square feet. But besides that, everywhere outside is not, from what I hear, is not a good place to live. Very corrupt. Police doesn't do anything. You got to hire like armed guards to like stand by your house and stuff. Um, yeah, Crow moved there and then he like quickly moved out. He hated it. This whole thing about people saying like, "Oh yeah, I gotta avoid taxes," it's like, dude. First of all, if you have to pay taxes, that means you're making money. Okay, people who don't pay taxes are people who don't make money. Second of all, if you are making money, you have to pay taxes. There are plenty of legit ways to deduct your taxes away. Figure it out. Go get a good accountant. Carlito, what do you think about Crow with knife meme coin? Nothing. Nothing. It's an older meme that not a whole lot of people talk about. Why isn't US Costco food court like London's or Japan's? Have you seen the videos? Latte, gelato, clam chowder, shrimp burgers. I don't know. It's just like McDonald's. McDonald's and other countries have different kind of foods. It's just different tastes for different people. It's like in America, people just like to eat big fat things like big fat hot dogs and fat pizzas and big fat cookies. They don't want to eat gelatos and clam chowders and stuff. Kiko, you may live there, but I don't know. I don't know if you were born there, but that's what Crow told me. And you could go ask him yourself. And I don't know if you're somewhat wealthy. Maybe that's another reason. Because Crow showed me his house. It was like a pretty sizable house. It's like a compound. It looks like where a Mexican cartel would live. And it's still for sale. And he said he just had to get out. Sweaty Goat. Did you like Star Atlas while in Singapore? Yeah, I checked out I always bump into Michael Wagner. Me and him go way back from his earlier days before he found his Star Atlas. But we stayed at the same hotel. I want to show support, so I went to Breakpoint, and he was part of that. He had his own like conference hall, so I checked it out, and yeah, it's looking good. Looking good. Crow sticks out like a sore thumb. He's so big. He is. And he's very paranoid because of how big he is, and he's in crypto. So that might play into it because he is instantly recognizable wherever he goes. Um, and I forgot how much he's selling his house for. But it looked like it looked like where a cartel member would stay. It was a big compound. Um, Vikram, do you think Injective can pull Solana from a current price level? Injective was, and I still think it can still move very well after the market still moves. They moved to Injective 3. They have a better burning mechanism, better, less inflationary mechanism. And they're still onboarding. They have memes and they have dApps and they have bridges. They have liquidity from other chains. I think they could still do very well. Do you think Solana went down because of Snowden? No. No, it has nothing to do with it. Just a lot of panic sellers selling off everything. So that chart you're saying shows we're going up, right? Well, yeah, eventually. Any thoughts on Hoppy? Chart looks good. You guys are asking me like random memes that I'm not pulling up. That's for like dirty degens. You guys need to ask on dirty degens. This is not the time or place for me to look up random memes. Cat going to the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks will ever go anywhere. They're cursed, so it doesn't really matter. And I think Cat is overrated, so I don't really care. I think a lot of people are making a big deal about him leaving. It's like, you know, I think he's like soft anyways. So Brunson is a winner. Like after he left Mavs, look at how good he has become. But the Knicks are cursed. You could throw KD in there. You could throw you could throw Wemby in there. They're not going anywhere. Can you talk about Avalanche even if I don't super chat? What do you want to know about Avalanche? I like them. They're great. They're very heavy into games, very, very heavy into games. So when games come back, they'll do very well. But they're also in WRWA, involved with some banks. They're having a summit soon in October, this month. Buenos Aires. I was invited, but I'm not gonna go. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Randall is a beast, but he plays no D. That's the problem. Cat plays D at least. Randall is not. And Chenzo, I don't know. Chenzo got way better now that he's on the Knicks. When he was with Minnesota, he didn't do a whole lot. So I don't know what he's gonna do. Wait, was he in Minnesota? No, he was on Milwaukee. He didn't do a lot when he was in Milwaukee. I don't know what he's gonna do in Minnesota. But basically, they're giving, you know, Edwards the green light to just like go dominate. Without Cat, basically that's what it means. They're telling Edwards to become, you know, to become Kobe and just go dominate. Joseph says it's time for the miners. It was squeeze and pump like crazy when BTC run. Merit right can. You know, like Joseph, if you look at performance, if you want to invest in a Bitcoin related stock, nothing outperforms MicroStrategy. Mara, Riot, and Can are nowhere close to MicroStrategy's performance. So if you were going to bet on a Bitcoin play outside of Bitcoin, why would you not go with MicroStrategy? MicroStrategy holds way more Bitcoin than any of the miners by leaps and bounds, and they continue to raise more money to buy more Bitcoin. I mean, Michael Saylor has figured out the formula, and others, you know, they're copying, but they're no MicroStrategy. No, I'm not saying Randall is better than Cat. Randall is more dominant on offense, but Cat is way better on defense. And Cat loves to shoot threes. Like when he now like thinks he's like just like a stretch four now. So all he does is shoot threes. And sometimes he's really on point and he makes them, but when he misses, he's like really out of it. Randall is just like good all around, but he plays no D. He can't defend the basket at all. So Cat is still a better overall player for sure, but he's still soft. He's still soft. Which altcoin sector do you think will run first? That is a good question. I actually don't know. I think maybe memes. Memes will run first. Probably memes. Memes, and then you'll see like probably like, you know, the chains, um, DeFi next, DPIN, and then like eventually games. I think games will be last. I think AI will be somewhere in the middle there, but I think memes will be probably first. Sasuke 21. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna repeat what you said. Oh man. All right, guys. let's see what happens tomorrow. Tomorrow could be an interesting day. I know I've been saying that all week, but you know what? Let's see. With the strike over, we have a chance. We have a chance, right? To have a good, and well, we have payroll numbers tomorrow, so let's see. We got good payroll numbers and the strike over. Maybe we got a good day tomorrow. All right. Let's see what happens. I'll join you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Last question, Mark Jacobson. Is it viable to go long with 10, 20x futures on MXC? No, you won't for weeks or months. I mean, I have like 7 or 8x open, and I got liquidated left and right just within hours. Forget it. 10 and 20x, if you're not watching that, you get liquidated within like 10 minutes. So be careful. Be careful when you're playing with leverage. Joseph, I'm telling you, go study the charts, man. Since 2020 till now, nothing has outperformed MicroStrategy, not even Bitcoin itself. And those mining companies, I don't think will outperform MicroStrategy, in my opinion. All right, have a good one, guys. Oh, I got something to show you guys before I leave.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.